Welcome back to another Princess SMP video, everybody. Today, Captain Rexaris Redvein will be figuring out what happened to the body of Kaine Devereaux, as well as attending his funeral. And then, something happens. But I won't spoil it. Watch the video to find out what. Alright, back at the keep, and Flame knows I need a drink before I go back into my office. See what we have. Graves mead, that'll do. Oh, good lord. Alright. I will need to do something, of course, about this Eternium dagger and journal, but I don't wish to speak with the High Lady about it right now, so into the bedside table you go. Actually, I should probably not leave this wine bottle here either. Alright. Suppose it's time I actually do my job. Two things from Advisor Pyra. One is urgent, and the other's a trade request. Urgent. Captain Redvein, last night I was traversing the Overworld borderlands in search of swamp villages, and for the sake of exploration. I stumbled across the body... Oh, gods. Stumbled across the body of Mr. Kaine Devereaux floating in the body of water. I retrieved his items... Wait. That means the treasury. That yellow shulker box we gave him. May have been on his person, safely in my office. I will return them to Miss Devereaux. No! I mean, whatever else, sure, but some of that is property of the Crown. Due to the nature of how his body was found, I have a few questions that must be addressed. Of course. Deeply sorry for the loss of Mr. Devereaux. For your information, his body was found at these coordinates. Please respond at your earliest convenience. Of course. And trade request. Captain Redvein, heard about the trade of emerald... netherite ingots from Balefire. Color me interested. With rebuilding my family's fortune, I have the funds to purchase 4 ingots. When would be a good time for an exchange? Pyranthine. Of course. I will send a letter right now. For now, I'll put these higher in the inventory. I'll set up the trade and inform Pyra that the shulker box, the yellow one, is not Miss Devereaux's. Okay. I need notepaper. Alright, well, I'll figure that out in just a moment and send Pyra a letter from the fortress. I believe all my notepaper is in my office there. And then, suppose I'll set up that meeting with High Lady Lorynthia. The most important thing, of course, is that no matter what, Miss Devereaux is not given the entire treasury of the Nether. That would not be alright. I do believe she would do the right thing, however... simply is a massive breach of protocol, and we cannot allow that to happen. So, Pyra, I will send you a letter right now, and we... Oh, I have to go to my office. What am I doing? I'll send you a letter right now, and we'll get this sorted. After that, I'll set up a meeting with Lorynthia. The funeral's tonight, and quite frankly, I'd like to give Raina everything that... Oh, wait, speaking of, I believe she still has some... The picture's gone. The office has been cleared out. Wait, what about his mailbox? Oh, gods. By the flame missive. The High Lady, please meet me in the fortress. It is urgent. I am below the throne room. Good lord. Okay, let me go draft that letter to Pyranthine really quickly while the High Lady comes over.
Captain?
Your Radiance, I apologize for reaching out in such a brusque manner, but it is of the utmost importance. The Master of Coin's office has been cleared out.
Cleared out?
Cleared out. Personal belongings and more. His mailbox is empty, his desk is empty, everything's gone.
I did send a letter to Raina saying that I would clear his things out and present them after the funeral. Did she log her travels? Did she do it? 218 Balefire. terrace, ordered by Lord. We shouldn't be.
Giving tours of the fortress. I'm in agreement.
Exactly. Looks like I need to speak to Kyrin about another thing.
I do believe it is dangerous to treat this place as their own personal playground.
It is. This is where we are homed. This is where most of our important documentation is. This is our castle. No one should just be willy-nilly coming in here and getting a free tour by one of the heirs.
I agree. What would you have me do about it, my lady?
God, Kyrin is just stirring up another thing, and it seems that Raina has come and collected her things without proper authority.
Speaking of, High Lady, while we are on the topic, I wanted to bring this to you as well. The advisor Duarte of the Overworld has reached out to me with news of Devereaux's body. It's all in here.
He's been found?
He has.
Body of Mr. Kaine Devereaux, floating in a body of water. I retrieved his items safely in my office. I will turn them to Miss Devereaux as soon as possible. Due to the nature of how his body was found, I do not have a few questions that must be addressed.
While waiting for you, I sent a letter to Pyra, informing them that there was a yellow shulker box on his person that is not the property of Miss Devereaux.
Yes, it is property of the crown. We must be sure that we receive those funds back.
I believe Pyra will be forthcoming.
Good. Good. I feel like I am not doing a good job at being High Lady.
Your Radiance. If I may, you are the best High Lady this realm has seen in over a century.
Then why do our people not respect me?
Because they don't respect the crown. It is not your fault. I spoke out of turn. I apologize.
Then what do you say I should do? Just continue throwing kindness to people who belittle and do not respect me?
Your Radiance, I have been having a personal conundrum with this as well. I have been offering kindness to many people, and it is returned with suspicion, distrust, sometimes even anger. It is a strange feeling to be mistrusted while you are simply trying to do good.
I agree. Who has come to not trust our captain?
I have heard from Advisor Vincent of the Endarian realm that the Viscount Apollo and one Lady Rowena Graves are not fond of me, certainly not trusting, despite the fact that I have emptied our armory of all Eternium and brought it straight to them. I gave them that artifact I mentioned, Sunfire, and despite it all, they wish to hear my story again and again, as if they don't trust the words I say. I apologize for losing my temper. It's not becoming of a knight captain.
It is quite fine. Emotions are high. Seems the end will not trust us no matter what we do.
It does. I've spent countless emeralds at the Graves Winery trying to stock up the kitchen in the keep. And yet, I am constantly reminded that the Red Vein name is not one that buys trust, unfortunately.
I guess we are both in the same predicament. Our family name, casting shadows.
Long shadows. No matter how I try to outrun them.
If they do not take your kindness as captain, I have an idea.
An idea? I would hear it if you would tell me.
I think it is wise to tie the Overworld with us.
I do so love the Overworld.
In case the end, as do I, in case the end decides they do not trust us fully enough that they want to wage war.
I will say, the one Endarian that seems to have trust in me is their General Commander, Amaterasu.
Maybe it's a captain thing.
I believe there is a mutual respect. When you've spent your whole life slaughtering goblins, petty squabbles between humans feel less.
So, I would like to tie the Overworld to us, in case we need more manpower.
Of course.
Something were to happen.
Well, in that vein, I have received further correspondence from Pyranthine for a trade. Perhaps we could strengthen ourselves that way, unless you had something else in mind.
I do. I've been speaking with the High Vessel to set up a expedition of sorts to collect those creatures named cats.
Oh, the fuzzy ones from outside the castle.
Yes, I quite like them.
They
And
are
I
cute.
also wanted to pick the High Vessel's brain of her thoughts, of how she plans to rule her new kingdom.
Of course.
And while figuring out those thoughts, I will be taking a closer look to see if potentially there is a match there.
Perhaps Kyrin. They do believe that this is their playground after all. It could be prudent to ship them off to another realm.
I agree, but there's something within me that is holding back.
I understand you do not wish to be your mother, and so your siblings' autonomy is important to you.
Exactly. However, I cannot let Kyrin continue to do this, so it won't be Kyrin. Perhaps Catherine.
Perhaps.
I do not know the heirs in the Overworld as well. But hopefully with this expedition, I get to know more of the High Vessel's understanding, her morals, seeing if it's someplace safe where Catherine could be, and if Catherine does not agree, then I will do it.
Your radiance. Surely. Of course.
We need to show the other kingdoms that we are strong. And this is how we do it.
Milady, if a show of strength is something you wish, I do believe there is another idea that's been brewing in the back of my mind.
As we are talking so transparently, please, go ahead.
I do not mean to sound cocky, but I believe that I am the strongest fighter in the realms. Truly. With not a hint of
Does sound very cocky.
sarcasm, I mean that.
I know
We
that.
have an arena. Perhaps we make an event of it. A tournament. We invite all the realms to send their best fighters here. And I strike them down, one by one. Prove to them that they cannot stand against the might of the Nether. We will not kill them, of course. It will be civil. However, I wish to show them their place.
I quite like that. However, with showing that sort of strength, it might make the Overworld and End feel that they need to tie links together.
Perhaps
And that's something I'm not willing to have.
after we've tethered ourselves to the Overworld.
Perhaps. I shall speak with Catherine and see if maybe she would be interested in a potential match. Because I do feel like I have a lot of responsibilities on my shoulders, and becoming matched with someone might take even more time away from me, and time is very valuable.
Of course.
Is there anything else you'd wish to inform me of, Captain?
I should let you know that after my meeting with Advisor Vincent of the Endarian Realm, I returned to the site of Harkin's Lake. I wanted to see if I could find anything more regarding the Eternium Glaive. Found two things. A dagger, Eternium make, and a journal by a goblin named Gruck. He is the one I struck down. It seems he was able to rudimentarily write and read. And,
Oh.
would you wish to read it, or shall I summarize?
Please summarize.
Of course.
It is quite bewildering that a goblin... Continue, sorry.
No, I agree. I was confused myself. I assumed it would be a Netherian citizen's journal. Either way, the goblin Gruck is formerly of the End. He was stationed there. He killed an Endarian, took their weapons, their armor. He believed that the Eternium was speaking to him. I assume it was part of the enchants. And that's about it. He was reassigned to the Nether. He hated it here, wished to kill the humans so he could return to the End, and was struck down by me before he could make it there. I simply wished to tell you because I am struggling with what to do about the dagger. I told the Viscount Apollo I would give them all the Eternium in our armory, and now we have more. And yet, I've been informed of their mistrust of me, and I simply don't wish to give it back. I feel petty, and I feel reckless, and I need the guiding hand of my High Lady.
Well, your High Lady is feeling all of those emotions as well. So be petty. Don't let them have it. They want to distrust us. They do not get our helping hand. No longer.
As you wish, Your Radiance.
Please put that in the armory.
I will keep it under lock and key. That is all.
Thank you, Captain. I will take a closer look at the Master of Coin's office. I have a feeling it may have been Miss Raina Devereaux.
It would make sense.
I also know that Kyrin is very favorable towards her, willing to do anything.
If it was Kyrin, then this goes beyond treating this fortress as a playground. That is treason, Your Radiance.
I am well aware. But they are my sibling, and I shall take care of it.
Of course.
Please do let me know if anything else happens, or you see anything that is misplaced.
I will, Your Radiance.
Thank you.
By the fucking flame. By the fucking flame. Well, that settles it. Gruck, your story dies with you. Rest in peace. And if you truly were intelligent, then we have a lot to learn. No. No! I will not. I will not be that petty. We have a library for a reason. I will sign this book. It's a creative writing experience by one Captain Redvane in his free time. Creative writing by Rexaris Redvane. Sign. If goblins could. A written word. Sign and close. If the Endarians wish for this to be how we interact, this is how we will interact. Mavis, it's nice to see you. I hope you haven't been too stressed about the matters.
Not that much.
Well, either way, I hope we can put it all behind us soon. If you'll follow me. Right in here.
Hello.
Your Radiance.
Hello.
This is Mavis. Bufona, is it?
Yes.
Mavis. Well, it is nice to officially see you after all this time.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I will just get right to it. I don't want to keep you here longer than you need to. I was made aware of, I'm sure you know, your trespassing into the end.
Yes, I did do that.
Yes, and while doing so, you also unfortunately broke a Netherian law that is now there no longer. I'd like to hear your reasoning.
Well, I don't really have one specifically, but I was with another Netherian at the time, and they said that they wanted to go to the end, and I tagged along. We didn't know anything about the toiletry and at that time. And we just went there and we forgot about the nether law about leaving. But they were the one that dragged me.
I see. I'm sure you were all in high spirits once High Lady Azaria passed. So, I understand. I'm sure you're well aware that the End has called for a trial of combat.
I have heard, yeah.
I will not comment on their laws, as we are not their kingdom. I, however, wish to not have you do two trial of combats.
Yeah, I don't think I want to lose, because I already know I'm probably going to lose the end one, so...
Yes, and I heard with the End trial of combat, if you do lose, you would be jailed. I will make it I will make it a task to talk with Empress Helen to see if that can be lessened to perhaps 1 or 2 days.
That's nice. I appreciate that.
However, you will need to face some sort of consequence here in the Nether. And I have thought about it long and hard. If you can pay a 20 emerald fine, I will look the other way.
I have 20 emeralds, not on me, but I have 20 at my home.
Well, if you, Rexaris, would you go with Mavis to collect the fine?
I know not where Mavis lives, but if we are willing to walk there, I would be happy to accompany you.
More like fly. It's across a big lava pool.
Well, we are both banshees, are we not? We can float together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
One other thing, I don't mean to be rude, but, why are you wearing such a hat?
It is
Oh,
quite the hat.
it is very noticeable.
Is it just your, style?
Perhaps there is some ulterior motive behind it. Are these bells on the tips?
They do look like bells. I think the flame has got them.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the flame, I should let you know, while I was over at Enya's bar the other day, I came across a Netherian I'd never met before. I believe her name was Carmilla.
Oh. Was she at the coronation?
She was not.
Interesting.
I didn't speak to her myself, because, well, the flame had taken her. But Enya seemed to like her all right. So, there's that. I
see.
forgot until now. They are both in possession of Fire Ruby from the armory.
Well, I hope they stay protected.
That was my wish as well, Your Radiance.
Hmm.
Mavis, are you back?
Yes. Sorry. Something happened in my mind.
Oh,
You're fine.
it's okay. The flame speaks to us all sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, where I was. Your hat, is it a style choice, or is it...
Oh, it's 'cause there was this thing that happened in my old village when the war happened. Every single person decided to didn't decide to, but they were all really sad and upset.
Mhm.
So I decided I wanted to try and cheer them up by doing little jests and little like
Excuse me.
I see.
jokes. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I sort of came here to this kingdom, is because I wanted to do the same for the citizens.
I see. Well, that is very kind of you, to focus on happiness rather than plight. I think our citizens could use that now more than ever.
Yeah, I heard about a person.
Kaine,
sad
I assume you
passing.
mean.
Yeah.
The Master of Coin, yes, So you were the town jester?
Yeah, I was.
I think I found another punishment that would suit very nicely for you.
Oh.
On top of the 20 emeralds, I give you the role of city jester, and you cannot take it back.
Oh. Like at all?
No, you will be the jester until you die.
Oh.
Your Radiance.
Yes, Captain?
I believe that is a wonderful idea. Mavis here has shown that even in the face of great adversity, such as this trial, they are still quite cheery. I simply wished to voice my support.
Thank Thank you, Captain. Well, what do you think?
That is a very high request, but I accept.
Perfect. Then, Captain, would you escort Mavis to their home so you can collect the fine, and I will do what I can with Empress Helen. But until then, when your trial starts, we will stand there in support.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Bufona, please lead the way.
Okay, here we go. It is sort of very not that far. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I'm quite glad. I should also say, I wanted to wait until after your consequences were received, but I very much appreciated the cake you sent me.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a very nice cake when I had it at the coronation. I kept it in the fridge.
Well, I can't wait to eat it. Thank you again.
It was very nice.
All right, please lead the way. I can't take the waystone because I don't know where your house is.
We don't have a waystone anyway. So
Would you like one?
Just got a flat. Ooh, possibly.
I wouldn't mind setting one up for you.
Ooh. I think me and my roommate would like that.
It's been a while since I've floated around. Oh, is this it right here?
Yeah, it's right
Oh, quite nice.
yeah. Very
Ryla
close,
and
like you
Mavis.
said.
Well, I shall wait outside.
I'll get the I have gotten it. It was very easy. Oh,
Well,
pretty cool, I guess.
of course. So, 20 emeralds.
Yep. Do I give it to you? Ow.
Yes, you can hand them to me. I'll bring. Okay, come on now. I'll bring them to the High Lady.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you. Let me put those separately from my own emeralds. I appreciate it, and now that that matter is behind us, on a more personal note, I refuse to stand idly by while a Netherian citizen is made an example of. I believe the Endarians have plans to make your trial, how shall we say this? Unfair, rigged. I believe they want to show what happens to somebody who enters their realm uninvited. And I do not wish to see that happen to you. Would you accept help were I to offer it?
If you're will to, yeah.
I am.
I don't really have much armor or stuff.
It's not simply armor that I offer today. I have a way to keep you safe, shall we say.
Oh. Oh. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. That Strength 3 potion should be the strongest in the realms, aside from Grave Cider, which can grant the user too much strength, if I'm quite honest. There is, of course, a chance that they will be using Grave Cider, and if that's the case, I would like you to also have access to this.
Ooh. Thank you.
That apple wine should make you nearly invincible for 10 minutes. Use it wisely. Do not drink it until it is time.
Okay.
I
I'll,
cannot step into the arena with you, so I cannot defend you with my sword. But I do not wish to see any Netherians struck down.
I understand. I got myself my big hammer. I think
Would you like that to be upgraded to netherite or fire ruby?
If you would like to, yes.
Is it already enchanted?
It only has knockback 2. That's the only thing it has on it.
In that case, I will bring you a new one. Unenchanted, fire ruby or nether ruby, I believe it is. And you can enchant it to your heart's desire.
That's very nice of you, thank you.
As the new jester of the realm, you will be technically a member of the royal court, so I simply wish to see that you are well taken care of. Anyway, with this, Mavis, I will bid you adieu. Stay safe out there, please.
Stay safe, you too.
Oh, one more thing, actually, I forgot. Do you have an ender chest?
No.
Alright, one moment then.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, we do not.
Here.
Oh. Thank you.
Place it down wherever your heart desires and name it appropriately. I will see you soon, hopefully under better circumstances.
Hopefully.
Alright. Take care, Mavis.
Bye-bye.
Alright, time to go ahead and grab that hammer from Mavis. There we are. And I'll go ahead and run over to their house so that I can grab the waystone while I'm there. Believe it was just outside of the fortress. Right over there. Can I throw a hammer? Oh my days. That was crazy.
You can make a move path from...
Hello?
Oh, hello!
Hello!
Oh
I have a ruby grade hammer for you. I will say it was in perfect condition until on the way here I wanted to practice throwing. So I threw it and it lowered the durability just a tiny bit. So it's not perfect health, but it is brand new. I promise. I just got it off the rack in the armory.
Thank you. It's very pretty.
Of course, it goes with your vibe. I really think you look a lot better with a ruby great hammer instead of that diamond one. Not that the diamond one was bad or anything. Plus, that 17 damage per hit is not bad at all. So
That is not bad.
yeah, if you could get some sharpness books or something, that would be incredible. I know it doesn't make sense because it's a hammer. You don't really want your hammer to be sharp, but trust me, it'll work.
Mm-hmm. I will get to finding some enchantments and making a place to do enchantments.
Well, fantastic. I look forward to seeing it when it's fully completed for you. One more thing. If you do happen to be exploring the Nether and run into any soul sand biomes or, you know, get an abundance of bone blocks or bone meal, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll pay much higher than market value for them.
Ooh, what type, like, full? Oh. Like full blocks or just...
Regular bone blocks.
Regular blocks?
Indeed.
Oh.
I'm a bit of a chef, or at least I'm trying to be, but I've been burning a lot of my dishes, so find myself in need of bone meal quite often.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I will get to that.
No worries. I just wanted to make you aware that I'm in the market, as it is.
Oh.
But
Okay.
yeah, did you set up that waystone ever? Because if you oh, is that it over there?
Yeah. It's
Okay, I'm gonna go grab it. Rio and Mavis, or is it Rio since it's Riolet, or is it Riolet?
It's both. Anyone, you know.
Okay, I'll go with Rio and Riolet when it's spelled out all the way.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic seeing you, Mavis. Enjoy that hammer.
I will have so much fun with it.
Well, have a wonderful day.
Have a good day.
Alright. Now, back to what I was doing. I'll have a few matters to discuss with you if you get the chance before the funeral. Sure, I suppose. Oh, before I go, I should check my mail. Captain Rexaris. Captain Rexaris, to answer your query, yes, he did. Mr. Devereaux's items have been returned to Miss Devereaux as of yesterday, the 27th. She has possession of this shulker box. I would like to speak to you on this matter in this... Of course. I will speak with the High Lady first, but I see no reason we can't talk as well. Let me see if the High Lady is around.
Captain?
Your Radiance, I have something to discuss. It's urgent.
Shall we meet somewhere more private then?
Of course. Okay. I received a missive from Raina, and I was about to go meet her when I received this mail.
Captain Rexaris, to answer your query, yes, he did. Mr. Devereaux's items have been returned to Miss Devereaux as of yesterday, the 27th. She has possession of this shulker box. I would like to speak on this matter in person. Advisor Pyra. I'm not very aware of why they would like to speak further on the matter, but that does mean that Miss Devereaux does have our funds, which is something she is not entitled to.
Nor has she mentioned. I simply wished to make you aware before I met with her, because if she does not make us aware of this, we will, I assume, be pressing charges.
Yes, if she does not return Crown property, then unfortunately, yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I will missive Raina and let you know how it goes.
Yes, please do. I would speak to her further about this, but I do not know if she wants to hear me or hear from me.
I understand. Well, that is all from me. Is there anything you need?
I do not believe so, no.
Then I will take my leave. See you tonight, Your Radiance.
Yes, do be here 15 minutes early before the actual ceremony starts. I expect you and the other knights to go and show everyone the way.
Of course, ushering people to the graveside.
Thank you.
Well, if that is all.
Yes.
Raina.
Oh. Hello.
How are you doing?
Goodness. Not fantastic, all things considered. I assume you heard the news that Kaine's body was found?
I have.
Yes. I was just about to mail a response to the High Lady. Kyra has given me all of the stuff. I'm unsure what I am to do with it now, but it's all in a chest.
Would you like us to go through it, or will you be sorting it out yourself?
I am able to sort it out myself. If there are things that he had that belonged to the crown, I would like to know what those are.
I am sure you're quite aware that at least one item in his possession belonged to the crown.
I assume the shulker box?
You assume correctly.
Okay. I have that. I can grab that. Give it back to you. Was there anything supposed to be in the shulker box?
There was. Was it empty?
Yeah, it was empty. There was a lantern and like a gas tier. I think that was it.
Interesting.
But it was completely empty.
I see.
Yes.
Well, if you would bring me the shulker box and any materials relating to his position as Master of Coin.
I believe he had 6 emeralds on him at the time of death.
I am not worried about his emeralds. Documentation.
I can check and see what he had.
Thank you. I will wait here.
Also, I received a painting from his office and 3 packages.
Received? From whom?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure. There were a couple of people who I know had mentioned
Raina.
wanting... Oh. What?
You are well aware that packages come signed. We both are.
Well, they weren't in a normal package.
Is everything okay?
Everything is fine.
Okay. I will leave you to it then.
That would be for the best.
Okay. I will see you later, Raina.
Okay. See you at the funeral.
I do not wish to cause you further stress. I understand you must be taking this loss quite hard. That said, it is of the utmost importance that property of the crown is returned to the crown. I will wait here.
Okay. These are the belongings that I believe would be the crown's.
I would not take a totem from you.
I just know he mentioned he had gotten one from you guys.
Yes, it was a gift. From me personally, not from the crown.
Ah, I see. As far as what I received in his office, that is all.
Painting, package. I see. You can keep the painting. It is not of use to us.
Maybe. There we go.
I appreciate you bringing this to us. I will let you know the Crown was aware that the office had been emptied. We will continue looking for the person who emptied it. Please understand.
See. And the punishment for whoever it was?
It's not of your concern, Raina.
I suppose I have other things to be concerned about currently.
If it is found that you know who cleaned that office out, and you are keeping it from us, you will be punished too. Please recognize that. I do not wish to see any more Netherians punished. Truly. We have lived under harsh law far too long. Lorynthia is trying her best.
I know she is. I feel terrible for what happened. There are a few that it could be who could have gone into Kaine's office.
Who do you believe it was?
I know that I had, before Lorynthia reached out about the notice, asked Kyrin to get stuff for me. It could have been Kyrin. That was before I was given a note from High Lady Lorynthia saying that it would be cleared out. It could have been Lady Rowena, who has become a source of comfort to me because she knew my brother. I know she has also lost someone and was concerned that I would not get the photo back.
Raina,
And it could have been...
I don't wish to cut you off. I'm sorry. I assume you were going to tell me it could have been Heavy, or it could have been Enya, or it could have been Advisor Duarte, or a number of other people. At the end of the day, I appreciate you being forthcoming. But the most important thing is that from now on, you walk the straight and narrow.
I will.
Please reach out to the Crown if you have need of anything. Do not go behind our backs. You will be found.
See, I only had one name left to give, but guessed it.
Was it Heavy or Enya?
I don't know him as Heavy, but Raina, correct.
I see. Well, once again, I appreciate you sharing this information. I will say,
Yes.
On a personal note, I have lost family before, and it is never easy, Raina. And it does not truly get easier the way that people say it does. It always hurts. It will be a wound that is open in you for the rest of your life. And I am so sorry. But it will get easier. It will get... not lighter, but you will get stronger. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. I have one other thing to talk about with you if you're free.
Of course.
The funeral tonight.
I will be
Are,
here.
I asked Raina and Enya to help escort people from here to the graveyard, but I guess there's signs now.
I will also be ushering people in. I believe it's best for your friends to be by your side during this time.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
My other concern is, I invited a good number of people from Kaine's life.
I see.
One of them warned me that a Mayrin could perhaps cause issues, and to keep my eye on her.
Mayrin. Is that the sorcerer from the end?
Yes.
I believe I've seen her speaking with your brother and Rowena before.
It was Rowena who warned me, which is why I thought it was important to at least warn someone else.
Well, I appreciate the information. On another note, I have heard through the grapevine that you are offering to pay for people to attend.
Yeah,
I would advise against that.
May I ask why?
Raina, when it comes to personal relationships, do you believe yourself more or less valuable than 5 emeralds?
See.
Anybody unwilling to spend the money on the toll should not come.
Well, the invite didn't exactly say there was a toll.
Good day.
Good day, Heavy.
Well,
Is that the funeral outfit?
I had to honor him.
Yeah, he would have.
The late
Listen,
Mr.
it's kinda
Devereaux
rowdy
would
for me.
certainly be happy with that outfit.
Thank you.
Have you been working out? Maybe it's... I'm sorry. It's probably all the building around here. Just keeping you tip-top shape. Well, I will leave you to it. Raina,
See you.
I appreciate your honesty, truly. Please, both of you, be in good spirits tonight. I know it is a funeral, but your brother, he was... I believe he would have wanted to be celebrated.
Yeah, he would have.
I will bid you both adieu. I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
See you tonight.
Captain.
Your Radiance. I apologize for being so urgent about this, but it is of the utmost importance. I have recovered the yellow shulker box. It is
See.
empty.
Oh.
Well, not empty anymore. I've put in 2 pieces of mail from Kaine's office that I recovered from Raina. However, it has been emptied of all funds.
And did you speak to Miss Devereaux about where these funds went?
I did. I believe she's being honest, that it was empty when it was returned to her, but that leaves 2 options. Well, 3.
Kaine must have hid the money then. Somewhere.
Either Kaine robbed us, and we have been preparing a funeral for a bastard, or the Overworld has robbed us, and we are truly alone. The final option is that Raina Devereaux is a lying sneak, and she is withholding the money herself. However, I find that harder to believe than the other 2. She is in the midst of a grieving process, and quite frankly, I believe that I threatened her enough that she would have broken had she been the one in possession of the money.
I see. I also find it hard to believe that Raina would take from the crown after being in bad graces with it. She sent me a quick apology after everything had happened, so I do not think it would be something she would do.
Not unless it's all an act, which is of course possible, but I find myself too mistrustful lately. I do not wish to start mistrusting Netherians.
Yes, we need loyalty among our citizens.
Agreed.
We should schedule a meeting with Pyra. See if they know anything about the missing funds. If not, then I guess we have ourselves a mystery, but we cannot go pointing fingers without crucial evidence.
I agree. But your Radiance, it was only half a stack of emerald blocks. The real issue is the principle of it. Well, of course, there was a lot of gold blocks as well, but we have a surplus of gold. All that to say, I believe... I don't know what I believe. I'm fucking tired of this, Lorynthia. Every single step of it. There's another piece of shit keeping me from being a good person. And I'm tired of it. I do not believe I can be trusted with this for now. Please carry it yourself.
I will. Thank you, Captain, for taking on a lot of work during this time. I understand it adds a lot more pressure. So, only concern yourself with the matters of the Captain. I shall take on the other roles of Master of Coin and High Priest until those roles are filled.
Your Radiance, is it not a breach of protocol for the High Lady to also head the church?
Who's going to stop me?
Of course.
Feels like we've already broken many years of tradition anyway, so why not continue?
Indeed. Perhaps a break from tradition is for the best anyway.
I agree. Once this funeral mess is taken care of, I will begin the search for our council members.
Of course, Your Radiance. Might I suggest somebody?
Yes?
I have recently made a rather large investment in the Hellhole Tavern, owned by one Enya Ravencrest. I assume you know her well.
Yes, Catherine seems to be very fond of her.
Well, let's say my investment has proven fruitful. She is diligent, hardworking. I'm sure she would be a great fit for whatever position. I do not know if she is as good with money as Mr. Devereaux proclaimed himself to be, but balancing the books of a bar is not the simplest task in the world either.
That is very true. I will take this and consider it.
Thank you, Your Radiance. I should let you know before we part, I have resolved to... How should I put this? We have no spy master, and for now, it seems that whoever took the contents of the treasury chest is not going to be coming forward. So, I will be poking around a few houses in the Overworld and Nether, just to see what their resources look like. If I see half a stack of emerald blocks and 5 stacks of gold blocks rather, they will hear from me, shall we say.
Agreed. And I hope soon you can resolve your feelings of feeling anger.
Anger, yes. I will say, the more I dissect it, Your Radiance, the more I believe it is simply a bruised ego that is causing this anger. I've been trying so hard to not be Denaris Redvein that I may have forgotten who Rexaris Redvein is supposed to be. I am still a knight. I am still a soldier.
Yes. Guess I relate to that very strongly.
Well, I will let you get to it. I'm sure you're quite busy with everything going on.
Yes, I do have some work to do. Thank you, Captain.
I will keep you updated as always, Your Radiance.
Thank you.
I'm not sure.
Will this do?
Oh, Captain, are you sure?
I'm quite sure. It's urgent.
Okay. I apologize. My brain is still reeling. This is wonderful. I appreciate you.
Of course. I hope for positive relations between our realms for the future. I am quite fond of that burning ball in your sky.
The sun?
That's the one.
Well, I'm glad that it, how you would say, lights a flame within you.
It does. It does light a flame within me.
Oh, I hear you are fond of overworld food.
Quite fond of overworld food. Thank you so much. Strawberry's my favorite, in fact.
Thank Lucette. She granted them to me, and I figured pass them on.
Thank you, Lucette. It's much appreciated. Although I will say, a gift from the High Vessel is very... I am honored.
Oh, you're welcome?
Well, Advisor Pyra, if you wouldn't mind, is there somewhere private we could speak?
Of course, I'll take you to my office.
Sorry, I have to... well, I suppose I could just burn in the sun. It's not...
I apologize.
No, it's actually quite fine. It's hard to go upstairs when I'm phantomized like this. So, this doesn't need to be quite so private that we need to lock each other's ears out, but
Of course.
that shulker box that you recovered on Mr. Devereaux's body, was it?
Indeed. Did you receive my letter about it?
I did. I'm assuming it was empty when you found it, but I don't want
I
to...
did not look in it.
Okay, fair enough.
I did not pry into its belongings. I have more honor than that.
I assumed as much myself, but I had to confirm. That confirms one of the things that I had feared. It means
Dare
that
I
shulker
ask?
box was emptied out before his death. The yellow shulker box that you found on Mr. Devereaux's body, it was the Netherian treasury, or at least a portable version of it. He was our master of coin, after all, and...
Oh, he was.
He was.
The Master of Coin dies on our lands, and with a shulker box full of your treasury?
It would seem so. Are you unaware of the circumstances surrounding his death? Because I
That
would
is
be
what I
happy to
wish
fill you in.
talk about.
Oh, well, in that case, let me tell you. According
Yes,
to Raina Devereaux, the man's little sister, who I believe you met,
Indeed, she is a sweet one.
she is quite kind. According to her, they were speaking telepathically at the time of his death. He used a fiery ability, one that is not often used, to transfer into the overworld without a portal.
That's possible?
From some Fireys, yes. I'm not sure if you're aware how the Fireys came to be, but
No, but I would love a history lesson if you were willing to give it.
the crash course is that the Fireys were created by the First Flame. They came out of it. There was a being at the beginning named Helorin, and Helorin created the rest of them. It is half fairy tale, to be honest, and half truth. I obviously was not around, but according to legend, according to the scripture, it is only possible by Fireys who have achieved a certain power level. And I suppose Mr. Devereaux was one of them. Never would have guessed.
Interesting.
It is now forbidden knowledge. Many are unable to use it, and the rest are told not to. As I'm sure you're aware, until quite recently, it has been illegal to leave the Nether for centuries. That's the story as I know it. Oh, the story of Kaine's death, he transferred into an ocean, which I believe, or assume, is where you found the body.
Yes, he was near the edge of the kingdom border. In a body of water.
Yes, quite deadly. We did recover a package from Kaine Devereaux's office, and it seems you were willing to offer a trade of sorts. Quartz for wool, was it?
Yes, he did send me a letter in the mail requesting a trade for wool and quartz, which is
Yes,
necessary because...
Sorry, what do you need the quartz for? My apologies, didn't mean to interrupt.
I need to build the royal mausoleum for the burial of the late High Vessel.
Well, I would be happy to assist. In terms of materials, I don't believe it would be proper of me to assist in building the mausoleum for the late High Vessel.
Likely not, considering it is in sacred land that you would probably be killed for trespassing in.
Oh, is that so?
Indeed.
I will make it a point not to visit then.
you can visit if you have written permission.
I see. Either
And
way,
escort.
if it's where I believe it to be, I'll stay up here where it's light.
Likely a good idea.
Yes. So, do you remember what the offer was for wool? I don't have the letter on me.
Yes, I do actually. It was 4 pieces of quartz per 1 block of wool. And we have an overabundance of wool.
We seem to have an overabundance of quartz. I will speak with the High Lady first, but I believe that will be agreeable.
Perfect.
Alright, well, in that case, I will bid you adieu. I'm going to head back to the Nether and get prepared for... Oh, yes.
Do you have netherite ingot with you, or no?
I always have netherite ingots with me.
Do you have 4 of them?
I do.
I have a stack of emeralds.
Sure, why not? Give me one moment. Here you are. 5. And you can just give me the stack.
Are you quite sure?
I am quite sure.
I appreciate your kindness.
Of course. I like to be generous, and those who are appreciative of my generosity are few and far to find these days.
Well, I am most grateful.
Of course. I will see you soon, I assume.
Yes.
Will you be coming to the funeral?
Indeed, I will change.
Well, in that case, I will see you tonight.
Very well.
Good day, advisor.
Good day.
Stack of emeralds. I'll bring this to the High Lady. This was not a trade with me, but a trade with the crown, so it is not mine. Message. I have a stack of emeralds for you. Your Radiance.
Hello, Captain.
I have met with advisor Pyranthine of the Overworld. I also briefly saw the High Vessel, and she is in quite good spirits. She gifted me a piece of strawberry cake.
Oh. She is very sweet, isn't she?
She is.
I received a letter earlier. She wished us well and sent her condolences for Kaine, while also sending many meals to keep us warm, as she put it in her letter.
That's very sweet. I am quite fond of Overworld cuisine myself, so I'm sure you appreciate it.
Yes.
Anyway, I spoke with the advisor, Pyranthine, and she did not pry into the shulker box. So it would seem that it was either emptied out beforehand or by Raina. Either way, a Devereaux has taken the money from that treasury box.
I see.
I will let you finish.
No. Continue. What were you going to say?
I did come up with one other way where we have not been intentionally swindled. Perhaps it is wishful thinking because I do not wish to find that somebody has stolen from us. Because, quite frankly, I am tired of killing. But it is possible that Kaine Devereaux transferred the money to his ender chest.
Ah.
Perhaps he felt it would be safer there.
That is a good possibility, yes.
It is the only possibility that brings me any sort of consolation, my lady. Otherwise, the Nether has been taken advantage of, and that boils my blood.
Well, let us cast blame on the underchest then, as to not let emotions swing our judgment.
At least for now. I will still do my due diligence. I will search the residence of Pyranthine and the Devereaux. But until then, I feel myself slipping from time to time, Lorynthia. And I need this. I need to convince myself that we have not been robbed, or I will see everybody at this funeral as a potential enemy. And I do not wish to feel that way. Not during a period of grief like this.
Then we had not been robbed.
Thank you, Your Radiance. I will continue the investigation after the funeral.
Yes.
I will take my leave. I'm going to head to Zereth now and stand by the Waystone. I will usher whoever comes to the graveside.
Good. I shall be there soon.
Of course, Your Radiance.
Not very kind of you, is it, Ryan?
Not very kind of who?
Kyrin, she was.
I was
teasing me.
teasing. And now it's the end of the world, apparently.
It
I
is.
see.
Will this mashed potato get you out of the void?
It appears you know me so well. I think okay.
Oh wow, it worked!
Oh,
It worked!
All you had to do was give the Viscount some mashed
Have you been
potatoes
taking
and suddenly
notes?
they're fixed.
I guess I just see one potato lover from another.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
are you
definitely-
interested in overworld cuisine as well?
Oh, I am a big fan. I have recently
Greetings.
rediscovered pancakes.
Oh, excuse me.
Hello, Your Highness.
Hello. Once you pay your toll, you, may be escorted by Captain to the funeral. I'm glad that there seems to be a lot of people for Kaine. It makes me feel very good.
One moment, I'm responding to a missive.
I didn't get to
Of course.
know him for too long, but I wish I would have.
Alright, well, Mayrin, if you will follow me, and Apollo, if you'd like to come as well.
Yes, the void has freed me with the mashed potato.
I'm so glad. Don't mind the pig zombies, they're harmless.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Not too harmless. I did see a few attack Raina yesterday.
Oh, lovely.
I promise they will not attack unless provoked. Now, the live piglins, on the other hand, will attack without warning, so be careful.
Compliment.
Understood.
What are the odds?
I know.
Librarians and masters.
Kaine's
I'm-
headstone is at the end of the line.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Raina, hello.
You changed your blindfold.
Oh. Goodness. Oh, Advisor Pyra.
Captain.
Nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Too. Thank you for hosting. What is that?
Oh, the pig zombies are harmless, as long as you don't attack them first.
Interesting.
Although, I will say, they're harmless to me regardless. They don't attack banshees.
Interesting.
I believe it's because they see us as, cousins of some kind. We are both undead, in a sense. Anyway, I apologize. I believe I saw a fellow scholar in that office of yours, so sometimes my mouth gets ahead of me. Sorry.
Oh, please, don't apologize.
Captain. I
Have you
would
need of
say
me?
we should wait 5 more minutes before we start any of the funeral preparations.
I will wait
Well,
here
before it
if you would like to head up. Seems there is one more straggler. Hello, General Commander.
Hello, Captain.
I would be happy to escort you as soon as you've paid your toll.
Of course.
Commander, Amaterasu, correct?
Yes.
I see. I've heard a little about you from our captain. I look forward to making your acquaintance more.
Of course, High Lady. And although I know the circumstances aren't ideal, it is very nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Well?
Do I just keep the paper on me?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you can put it in your inventory. You don't need to keep it out. But
That works for me.
as long as you have it on your person and are willing to present it if requested.
Of course.
So, how have you been?
Well, obviously I've been a little busy scrambling to build the arena.
Oh, I hadn't heard. Arena.
Right, for the upcoming trial, I assume you heard about that.
Yes, of course. Mavis and Elio, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Nasty business, but it is what it is.
Well, the law is the law.
Indeed.
And it honestly isn't so bad. I mean, if they manage to win, they're scot-free.
I will say, Mavis and Elio, I don't believe are physical fighters. Mavis is a jester now, and Elio is, well, a sorcerer.
Okay. I don't know how much damage.
Well, it will be a fair fight.
That's good to hear.
I see.
Maybe it's because you're
Thank you very much for escorting me.
Of course, I will leave you here. Please send me a missive if you need anything.
Oh,
course, Captain.
Captain.
Yes.
I found those for you. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated, advisor. Strawberries. 32 of them, a half stack. Good lord. Now, I am going to be eating like a king tonight. Hello?
Oh, Vexars. Would we happen to have any, saturation food?
Yes, here you are. Are you in need?
Wait 2 seconds. I don't think I picked up my shulker box back there. Can I quickly
Oh,
go
did
back
you
for
not?
it?
Oh, that's not
Sorry.
good.
Please.
No, of course. Let's go gather that.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm okay for food.
Oh, wait, I think I picked it up.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's
was
okay.
there...
I'm going to grab this. Sorry.
I'm so
there we
sorry.
Was there something else you needed?
if you happen to want torches, I have so much inventories. Like, I have no inventory space right now. There you go, there's a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
I need
Your Radiance, I will wait here in case any stragglers show up. Feel free to head up and begin the services.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, okay, very good.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you all for coming to Kaine's funeral. I'm not sure how many of you knew him very well, or any of you knew him very well. He was quite closed off, actually. But I appreciate you coming nonetheless. I obviously am Raina Devereaux. I am his little sister. And, I assume this is the time for speeches. Forgive me, I've never attended a funeral or, thrown one, so not entirely sure. It is.
If you want to do your speech.
Okay. I can't say any of that. It doesn't fit. I don't. Okay. Well, as many of you guys know, I think I said I'm Raina, and, Kaine was a quiet man, to put it lightly. He had his opinions for sure, but he also my words are getting all jumbled up. Okay. Many of you probably knew him as cold and broody and more tough than the abs that he was always determined to show off. But he... Oh, I stepped on his grave. I hope he forgives me for that. Sorry. But he was also very caring and very loving. And, or at least he was to me, or people on his good side. I know a lot of you saw him as the serious, uncaring guy, but he was more than that, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I have a lot of stories from growing up with him. I've lived my whole life with him, and I remember every night when we were little, after our father passed, he had to go work in the mines, which I think is really how he got so buff, if any of you wanted the secret.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Apollo.
I was curious.
But he always made sure every night that no matter how tired and exhausted he was from the day, he would come curl up with me and he'd tuck me in and he would tell me a bedtime story every night of his days in the mines. And I know it's hard to imagine the man you all knew doing that. He'd promised that he'd protect me. But we did. We promised to protect each other. And then when I was older, Kaine's always been very protective. I'm sure some of you picked up on that, interacting with us. And he used some of the money that he made in the mines. Not that we had much of it, but he used what he could to pay for me to get an education. And there was this one time, and I don't think he knows I know this, but a kid was bullying me. And I told Kaine about it, and Kaine punched him in the face.
Oh.
He never told me he did it, but when that kid walked in the next day with a bruise on his face, the same size as my brother's fist, I kind of put two and two together. He was a protector. I'm no royalty or nobility of any sort, but I imagine he is like what having a knight is like. Always protecting me and there for me. I think if he had been able to be Master Coin for longer than what was allowed, he would have fiercely protected the kingdom's assets too. He cared about things like that. He was really good with money. But he was more than that. He was more than just someone who would make you think twice about crossing him. He was, I guess, everything to me. Kaine spent a lot of his life working to provide for us. He did it slightly for the money, sure, but he did it not so we could not just survive, but eventually live. He sacrificed everything, including his own childhood, so we could have a future. We didn't have much, but we had each other. And he gave up so much that he gave it all up so I wouldn't ever have to live without him. And now he's gone. I want you all to think of my brother as a good man. He may not have been particularly safe or kind, but he was good. He spent his final moments not trying to assure me that I would be okay or to pass on any messages, but by telling me that he loved me. Kaine wasn't a man of many words, but when he did choose to speak, you knew to listen. Because every word that he spoke was important, and every word that he spoke had a purpose. And even with his final breath, he used his words to make it count. Repeated many times so I would listen and I would hear it, that he loved me. Kaine didn't throw around those words. And to be someone who was loved, who is loved by him, is an honor. And I'm sorry that you guys did not get a chance to know my brother like I did. I was lucky enough to have him by my side for 21 years. I don't know what else to say other than I loved him more than anything. And yeah.
Raina, would you like to light his flame?
Yes. Can I stand on the grave to do that? Is that allowed?
It is not a grave, it is a mausoleum. You are welcome to stand on it.
It doesn't. There we go. Were there any words that anyone else wanted to say?
I had a speech planned. Kaine, as I can see here today, was a man who was loved by many people. I had this speech planned, but it doesn't seem to give him enough justice as he deserves. I may not have gotten to know him or be someone he cherished. And I feel sadness that I could not experience the love that you have received, Raina, and I am so sorry. I offer my deepest condolences. Losing a brother is no sorrow that words could ease. But I hope you know that even though his time was brief, he was respected, he was valued, and he was cherished.
Thank you, Your Highness.
I have brought a flower to put down. That is it from us.
Is there anyone else who wants to? There's no pressure whatsoever. I did not ask anyone to speak, but if anyone wishes to share a memory or say anything, you're more than welcome.
Can I?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'm not good with words, so apologies for that in advance. But I wanted to share some memories that I had with the short time I knew Kaine. From the very first moment we met, he started flirting with me, and he always knew how to make me go quiet. I never knew any words to say when he even made the slightest remark about me being muscular, whatever. It's just the smallest things made me so flustered, and I think that definitely helped that it came out of his mouth and not just anyone. I mean, how could I not get flustered with such a man standing right in front of me? He even, at the coronation, surprised me by all of a sudden saying, "How are you doing, hottie?" I was so taken aback.
Okay.
You don't think it could have had anything to do with you being a fiery heavy?
See, you'd think that, but he himself was also a fiery, so...
A couple of hotties hanging out together.
Thank you, thank you. I also, for the people wondering, not just showed up here shirtless to be disrespectful, but I definitely do think that Kaine would appreciate it in his fashion to show up shirtless. Or at least show a bit of chest.
His life goal was to wear a shirt to as few places as possible.
I'm surprised he did to his coronation.
That's only because I made him. I forced him to change.
All I wanted to say was that he was a very respectable man, and I bet that if he would have lived now, he would have definitely improved the Nether Kingdom.
Hear, hear.
That was cool.
That was very nice, Raina. Suppose if that's all,
I can say something if you want me to.
would you like to?
Sure.
Go for it.
If you're not familiar with me, my name is Rowena Graves. And I knew Kaine for a very long time. Our families were connected in some ways. He would often help commence trades between the Nether and my family for our supply of wine, and he would always reach out and try to help me in any way that I would need. It's not as much as losing a brother, but today I am, I have lost a friend and a respected business partner. And most important of all, the man who had a very big part in saving my life during the war. I will not go into much detail, but I know that he will be missed dearly by so many. And I hope he forever, I don't know if I'm saying this incorrectly, forever resides in the flame, or however you guys say that. I don't know if it's the correct usage of the term. Something
The spirit's
about a
there,
flame.
and that's
Yeah.
what matters.
Exactly. Yep. but I know he lived a very fulfilled life, or as fulfilled as it could be. So I know we will all miss him dearly, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you for that, bro. I believe that's probably it. Considering I know you two were the two that I know knew him. From here? I'm sorry, I'm just not ready to end it, because I'm not ready to say goodbye, but... Thank you all for coming. I believe Enya said her tavern will be open if you wish to continue to converse there. I will be there eventually. I wish to say my goodbyes in private.
All right then, you heard her. To those who wish to celebrate the life of Kaine Devereaux, follow me.
Go get drunk.
Oh.
Oh. Hello?
I assume a banshee accidentally pressed their button. Oh my!
Alright, are you okay?
Here, eat that.
This also has saturation. Here you go. Anyone else need anything?
You alright?
Anyone else need things?
Is everybody here safe?
I think so, I think so.
Here's some saturation food. Here
Holy
you go. Everyone
take these.
take this.
I believe that was a banshee
there's
power.
A body in the lava.
A body in the lava.
What?
It's Apollo.
No, I'm here.
Okay,
Apollo's
then who
here.
is it?
I don't know.
Where?
Behind you, behind you.
I don't see a body in the lava.
No way. Pyra! Is that Pyra? First things first, we need to dig out the body.
Yes, that is what we need to do first. Rexars, please be on that.
I can grab some from my house.
Surround the area with gravel and then start filling it in or bucketing it out.
If this is truly Pyranthine, if we can just get her on non-burning ground, we would be able to save her.
Right.
Pyra, please.
Oh, sorry, do not mean to be in your way.
Do we have a bucket? Anybody?
I do not have a bucket currently on me. I will go grab one.
Pyra?
It should drain out.
It's still on fire.
I have 5.
We've cleared it out, but we still can't revive her. This makes no sense. It says she's still alive.
I do not understand.
I don't either. Pyranthine, please stay with us. If you can hear me, stay with us. Pyranthine.
I should have equipped everyone with a totem. This is my fault.
It is not your fault.
It's not your fault. Which banshee did that? That was a banshee power.
It was Vela. She missed me, saying it was an accident. I told her to go to her quarters.
An accident? She may have killed somebody.
I know.
Pyranthine.
Okay. We need to stay here, make sure if
she comes to, we are here to grab her.
What do I tell everybody? They're asking what happened. Do I say it was what?
Say that it was... Oh, fuck. Say that it was an accident, but we are taking care of it. It is an issue between the Netherians and the Overworld currently.
Okay.
Say
I will
that.
go over there to manage them.
My lady.
Thank you.
I will have to tell the High Vessel.
I know.
Pyra, please wake up.
Is there anything that we can do?
Usually when something like this happens, there's a time limit, moments that we can bring them back, but there's nothing.
Definitely, we must have gotten here before, right?
Unless she was killed and thrown off this cliff before that happened, we should have had time. It also says this body does not belong to me. What does that fucking mean? Pyranthine herself was able to loot Kaine's body. What does it matter that it doesn't belong to me? Pyra!
I do not know.
Fuck!
Captain, perchance maybe you should go somewhere and blow off some steam.
Yes, perhaps. I will leave this to you. Matarasu.
Captain.
Alright, that's everything. Pyranthine, I am so sorry. I should have been faster. If I had only known. I'm so sorry.